Hey y'all, I'm back. It's Mo, TV Movie Mistress, host of TV Movie Mistress. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Just to let you know, TV Movie Mistress, you can listen to it on all channels, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, basically like whatever podcast directory you have, you can listen to the podcast. There are hundreds of episodes. I cover everything from Asian dramas to British historical dramas to just fantasy movies, fantasy shows. Like, I just watch a lot of TV and I bring it to the people. So that's all of that. So I'm here today to talk about Heaven Official's Blessing, episode 8 and 9, because God forbid I ever come out on time with a single episode. I'm actually thinking about doing a live watch, not a live watch, a reaction of like me watching episode 10 and 11. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Not too sure yet, because then I have to like remember how all of that is done. But if you're fine with me just, not making a face for minutes on end, because that's weird to me. I never understand like why you guys want to look at people who, I don't know. But if you do, if you want that, let me know in the comments or on Twitter. So, all of that said, episode 8, titled Foreboding Wind in the Ancient Country. Let's let's just like put it like that. So, episode 8 is scary as fuck, let me just say that. And we open immediately with Shailan watching Sanlang at this point. Nanfang, basically everyone, they're on the way to Banyue, Ghost Town as I like to call it. And they run into the evil Taoist, the Imperator. Like, this bitch has like 8 fucking names, but they run into her along the way. There's a little scuffle. We see like Sanlang like protect Shailan. It's so cute, right? Because Shailan comes off like so cute and innocent, but like, guys, if you don't watch the show, please go watch it, one. But if you don't, please know Shailan is cute as fuck, but also strong as fuck, just as capable. And we kind of see a lot of that later on in the story. I don't know about you guys, but this whole evil Taoist in the desert plot line, I am so over it. Like, I think we spent like 4 episodes on it. I thought we had like the kid with the really bad acne issue that we were gonna deal with, but no, we are still supposed to care about this evil Taoist in the desert in a kingdom where people are already dead. Oh, so some corrections. I was so wrong, episode 6 and 7. Many apologies. The dude who was like the guy who was the tour guide in episode 5 and 6. In episode 6, the tour guide. That's General Pei Ming. My bad. I did not recognize him. All these gods look alike, but that is General Pei Ming. And I don't know why he's there. I don't know. He's there. But that's General Pei Ming. And I think there was something else I was wrong about, but I can't remember right now. Hopefully I remember along the way. But they're on the way to this kingdom. They're attacked on the way. Again, continuing to love the graphics. It's just like it's pretty cool. Like, the animation team is able to switch from light to dark without it sort of being jarring in terms of transitions. I don't know what I'm talking about. But okay, so a little bit of detail on this goddamn kingdom and whatever this is. Oh, that was the other thing. The story of the general in the cave who was like an idiot and kept like losing soldiers, that's Shailan. In case you were like, because I was like, this is really like Shailan. But I was like, that's not Shailan. But Shailan's been everywhere. Like, been around the world and that's Shailan. Maybe I'll take anyway. So yes, that was the second thing. So at this junction, though, what we find out is, that's bothering me. What we find out is that back in the olden days, there was some king who like killed two like snakes who were like ancestors of the scorpion snakes today. And when he did this, like people got injured, and then the queen picked up a fucking, okay, he killed the scorpions. That's what it was. He killed the scorpions, and his wife put a leaf over the scorpions, and that like healed them. And I swear to you, I'm like, I don't know what the point of this is. Like, it doesn't feel like a real story. It feels like maybe something that they have concocted along the way. But yeah, so at this point in the story, we're 5 minutes in. So of course that means it's time for humans to act up. This show has been consistent in showing us how the worst of humanity for the majority of the characters, not every single character. Like, we had that girl, but she was dumb and she got killed for no reason. But she's been an example of like a decent human being. So 1 out of 20. But yeah, a lot of the humans we've seen in this show, they're stupid, they're greedy. And that continues with this episode. So you've got Shylan going to this kingdom to get this fern for their friend. He's a god. He got insurance. He can just go to the heavens. Like, his insurance covers this. But like, this dude who's like got 24 hours, he has to care because he's Shylan. So anyway, the humans are ridiculous is my point. So Shylan continues on, and this is where we go from like, we're going on an adventure to what is happening. This is scary. So we get to this kingdom. Sandlang picks the fern, and he's like, get, like, I've got it, like, and he, I don't know why my voice gets like that, but he rubs it on Shylan's hand, and he's cured. And then all of a sudden, like, Shylan sees that little boy from the cave, and he's like, why are you here? And the kid is like, oh, you know, it's me and my couple of uncles, we came through. And I'm like, why did they sneak through? Y'all, they came in there to get ferns, not for their friend, but to go sell and market. And you kind of see you just sort of see Shylan's face fall at one point, because he's just like, then what it, like, why, like, none of this should be happening. You should not be here. And then it quickly goes from bad to worse, right? Because they're over there being greedy. All of a sudden, there's a fucking shriek, and I was like, what is happening? And guys, how did you feel when you saw a face stick out of the ground with a tongue that twisted like a snake? Because I was like, I don't know what's happening here. And this entire sequence of events between the Banue soldiers and this demon whatever in the ground was just so well done. Like, this guy had been in the ground for Lord knows how long, still saw himself as human, even though he would like lure humans to their deaths. I mean, if they're like, this guy who was stupid, then, you know, evolution. But like, he's like, I'm gonna get to go home after I kill like a couple of whatever number of folks. So like, that's been his thing. But then we get the real reveal that he's basically he's like not even a bag of bones, like small little purse. He's just skeleton. He's no longer a man. This man has been stuck in this ground for however long and has refused to die, so he has just become something inhuman. Sort of like the story with Xuanji, the lady who was like unable to let go of the great dick that she got from General Pei Ming, and that one was just like, oh my god. So again, the show shows you some of the consequences of when you don't let go of shit. let go. But yeah, so this entire sequence I loved. I was just like, but I was also scared, and I don't like like being scared, but I enjoyed it. this worked just enough. And then, of course, we get to meet General Millstone. I don't get this name. Like, we're in a fantasy realm. This feels like one of like the plainest names ever. Captain Millstone, at your service. Like, what is this, the crown? But anyway, General Millstone was a general during like when Banyue Kingdom existed. This dude is purple. He is big. I wouldn't want to fight him. I don't know what his deal is. I was like literally trying to like, it's like the plot is moving and I'm not sure where it's moving to. I'm consistent with Sen Lang. I'm consistent with him because he is very straightforward about what he is doing. Everybody else is like twisted. Like you see Nan Fang, you see Fu Yao, you see General Pei. Like all of them are in disguises. Why y'all gotta be so extra? Why? Right? But General Millstone appears. He is angry. We get him like basically dragging our crew to this, what looks like a pit that they just throw people in. A lot. It's like a 20-minute cartoon. Like, like I should not still be talking. But it's crazy how we started with let's heal our friend to the humanity or the nature of human beings to there's a hole where they throw humans in. So there's a lot happening. But all of this is still tied to the evil Taoist imperator. Like, that is where all of this is going. I don't know why I blinked. But all of this the same. Where does this lead us by the end of it? I was like, fucking finally. They get to this whole thing where like this guy's throwing humans down for this. He's throwing people down in this endless pit, and he's about to throw one of these humans. And I was like, throw him. But he picks the baby. He picks the kid. Like, I know I didn't like the kid, but I didn't like say throw the kid in a pit to be eaten or sacrificed or die. But I was like, don't you want to pick a hefty human? Something that down there will be like, wow, that's a lot. But no, he picked the kid. I guess appetizers first. So he's ready to throw this kid in, and we see Shylan all this time like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna run that way. Like, he is in activation mode. He is in protection mode. He sees this general, this undead general about to sacrifice another person, and that's just something he cannot stand for. But what happens is he's about to act. We see Sen Lang has already acted. He's at the edge of the cliff. He jumps. He turns around. He's like, I'm gonna be right back, boo. Shylan is freaking out because he thinks he's actually like gonna die. But I mean, we know that he's not. But and you never know. Be a completely different story. But it's a fantastic scene. But how worried Shylan is just shows you like how quickly, not even how quickly, but how attached he's already become to Sen Lang. And that was episode 8. And I was like, it was like, cliffhanger, stop it. Which is why I kind of like coming to you guys with 2 episodes, because it's like at least a fuller story arc. So, episode 9. Okay, so episode 9, we finally get the reveal of what all this. No, we don't even get the reveal. We get like 25%. We get like a little bit of information that to me feels very one-sided. I'm not sure if we can trust the source. I need to see citations. But yes, no, the opening of episode 9. Worth everything. We have Shylan falling into this pit. No, Sen Lang falling into the pit. Shylan freaking out, getting ready to jump in there. He doesn't know what's down. He's a god, but like he's ready to jump in there. I just love the entire action sequence with Sen Lang falling, Shylan trying to follow him, and General Millstone basically stopping it. And then we have Ruye, this magical artifact, like wrapping itself. So it's like it's a lot happening. This is why I love this cartoon anime, Dongwa. It's just it's a lot. And I like that sometimes. I mean, I miss a lot of plot, but everything else I'm good with. But from here, they fall down into this pit. I ain't see not one human try to help them, but let me leave the humans be. But I would also stay back. They fall into this pit. And I love when he doesn't even touch the ground. And we now have San Lang, who has transformed into Hua Chang. And he is just like, he's grown. Like, before we had the sort of the childish, boyish image of himself, sort of like he didn't want to scare off Shylan. And now we have like the grown-ass man with a mortgage introducing himself to Shylan. But I did love how mid-air he catches Shylan and does not let him touch the ground. He's just like, nah, it's dirty down here, boo. Like, I don't, like, he does not want him stepping in dirt. Like, and then the fight scene where he's got Shylan in his hand as he is like twirling and flying around and kicking ass. Like, it looks so graceful, but it's so ridiculous, but it's amazing. He's got Shylan bridal style. But again, it's like there's an implicit trust, right? He feels San Lang's face at one point. We see San Lang, Hua Chang. Let's transition to Hua Chang. We see Hua Chang's face in the shadows. He's bashful. He's shy. He doesn't want to reveal himself to Shylan. What if he doesn't like it? What if there's rejection? What if he's angry? Like, he doesn't know what Shylan's like response is gonna be. But Shylan's response is, are you okay? Why would you jump? Don't scare me. And I just love how like Hua Chang is like, so you're not like gonna ask me about anything else? And he's like, no, you're fine. Don't jump again. So yeah, I love the entire intro. I feel like 8 episodes. They were like, let's give it to them. Like, censors. Like, I want to know what like the edited version of this looks like. If you were somehow in China watching this through a VPN, let me know if you guys have the flying loop-de-loop scene or if that's been edited out. But yeah, so while I could ramble on for hours about them flying and kicking ass at the same time, we do have finally sort of like General Millstone being like, oh, I thought you guys worked for he thought they worked for the Taoist and they thought he worked for the Taoist, but neither party works for the Taoist. And we get like a scene with the Taoist being like tied up at a stake, but then she like easily escapes. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, I really was like, and then she looked like, I don't remember her name, but she looked like Teen Titans, the chick with the purple hood. She's a superhero. I can't remember her name. She's like very emo. This is that chick. Let's see. But let me see if I understand or if I can transcribe supposedly what the story is. You had this little girl. Her daddy was a fuckboy. Her daddy was from like Yangon, which is like in the Central Plains, I guess the good life, the city. And her mom was from Banue, border town. Her dad left them. Like, it's not even like he left them with money and like a couple of bags of rice, but he was just like, here's the baby, bye. And then like her mom was like left to like raise this child, but she was poor, died of depression or being poor, and then like she was 6 and had to like raise herself on the streets. And everybody, I should not laugh because there's a lesson to be learned. Everybody would call her a hybrid because she was half Banue and half Yangon. It's literally like if somebody called me a hybrid, because like, let's take New York City for example. Like, let's say my dad was from Manhattan and my mom was from Queens. Like that's sort of how it is in my head, but I know what they mean. Like, don't fucking discriminate. That's the point. But yeah, so she just grew up having a hard life. They would bully her. Eventually she leaves. which I was like, girl, just be out. They're like, go on an adventure. But supposedly she went to Yungan, came back, mad powerful. I wonder if she met up with her dad. They don't say. But she comes back mad powerful to Banyue, this place where everybody's been mean to her and she's just been miserable her entire life. She's got all the power. And all the lords are like, I don't trust this bitch. And the king is like, yeah, I should probably kill her. But General Millstone vouches for her. And because of that, she is able to sort of go out there, strike out, gain power, and become the Imperator. Imperator? Yeah, Imperator. Yeah, anyway, words. And eventually there's a war between the two countries, whatever, Yungan and Banyue. Central Plains people, Kingdom people. And she just opens the door and they get destroyed. And it's just like, why did she do that? I mean, I feel like she just hates them. I'm going to go with the most simple answer because I really don't see what else the motivation is for this outside of just pure hate. It can't be like, I wish you good things. Like, I don't. Her actions, she seems very intense. But also, maybe General Millstone's a goddamn liar. I feel like with Heaven Official's blessing, there's always one person's story, the other person's story, and the truth. Like, and we've got Millstone's side. Maybe next week we'll get the Taoist chick side. She's so emo. And we will sort of get the reveal. But yes, we finally get Hua Cheng. This is our Ghost King. Face off. He's got a scyther. I think it's called a scyther. It's pretty cool. The scyther is like on his hip. It's this kind of weapon with one of his eyes. He plucked out his eye, and the eye is in the scyther or in the knife that's a weapon. It's just like, wow. That's another story for another day. But yeah, so that's like everybody died. Like that was sort of what happened. She opened the gates and everyone died. And General Millstone is rightly so angry because him vouching for her is why everybody's dead. And then she just comes out of nowhere, like just intense. And I was just like, chill. What is wrong? Like, let's talk. Like, you seem like there's a lot happening, but that's where 9 ends. And I was just like, wow. So today's Friday. Merry Christmas. That's why I wore red. A little bit festive for you guys. But, one more thing I wanted to mention about episode 9 is when Hua Cheng basically threatens General Millstone. And he's like, your boys could have a horrible afterlife if you don't want to answer. And just, again, waves of power. Just off of Hua Cheng. Just love it. But yeah, no, great. I still love the intro to this show. Like, it's a great show. It's a great plot. You want to keep going. If you have not watched it, check it out on like Bilibili if you have a VPN or you can navigate that. Or just watch it through Funimation. They've got a whole host of other things I haven't watched. Maybe if you guys want to recommend something for me to watch on Funimation, that would be great because it's like a lot. But yeah, that is it. What do you guys think is going to happen for the last 2 episodes? I am excited, but also sad when it's going to end because I will then not have anything on Shang Tong Shu to watch. So maybe it's time for a reread. I will see. But yes, guys, that is it for this week's episode. I'll be back, possibly with a live watch reaction. That's what they call it. So I hope to see you guys soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. That would be amazing. And outside of that, if I don't see you guys or put anything out before New Year's, Happy New Year's, good riddance to 2020. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. Bye, guys.